Here's a bet. You will yawn before this video ends. Maybe you already feel it creeping up the back of your throat. Just reading the word yawn is enough to trigger it. Watch. I'll describe one slowly and see if you cave. A long, deep stretch of the jaw, eyes watering. That slow pull of air into your wide open mouth. Feel anything yet? Be honest with yourself. Somewhere out there, half of you just lost the bet. One single yawn can ripple through an entire room. One bored kid in class, and suddenly everyone's doing it. You catch a yawn from a stranger you've never met. From a photo, from a cartoon, from a dog even. Why does your brain copy a yawn it just saw? For something this common, the answer is shockingly mysterious. Scientists have argued about this for decades, and the truth might be hiding inside your own skull. Let's start with what a yawn actually is. You open wide, inhale deep, and stretch your jaw. An ordinary yawn lasts around 6 seconds. Everybody does it. Even babies in the womb yawn. So a yawn by itself isn't strange at all. The strange part is that yawns spread like a virus. Researchers call this contagious yawning. Roughly half of all adults catch yawns from others. Studies put it somewhere between 45 and 60%. If you're a catcher, you almost can't fight it. So what's really going on inside your head? For years, the popular answer was one word: empathy. The idea felt beautiful and almost too perfect. Maybe catching a yawn means you tune into other people. Your brain mirrors them, like emotional copy and paste. There was real evidence pointing that way too. Here's the clue that made scientists lean in. Tiny kids don't catch yawns at all. Babies and toddlers see you yawn and just stare. Contagious yawning switches on around age 4 or 5. That's the same age empathy and mind reading bloom. Then came the studies on autism that fit the puzzle. In one University of Connecticut study, the gap was huge. 43% of typical children caught the yawn. Among autistic children, only 11% did. It looked like proof. Yawning equals empathy. Case closed. But science loves to ruin a tidy story. Researchers at Duke decided to test it properly. They studied over 300 people and their yawning. They measured empathy, tiredness, energy, intelligence, time of day. And the empathy link basically fell apart. Empathy barely predicted who caught a yawn. The biggest factor they found was simply age. Older people caught fewer yawns, on average, but even age explained only 8% of it. 92% stayed a complete mystery. So if it isn't empathy, then what is it? Time for the other big idea. Here it is. Your brain is basically an overheating computer, and a yawn might be its cooling fan. Meet biologist Andrew Gallup, the man behind this theory. He argues a yawn pulls cool air across your skull. That gust helps drag heat away from your brain. A hot brain is a slow, sluggish, foggy brain. So you yawn to bring the temperature back down. Sounds wild, but his experiments are hard to ignore. Gallup showed people videos of others yawning. When they breathed normally, about half caught the yawn. Then he had a group breathe only through their nose, cool nasal air straight toward the brain. And the contagious yawning dropped to 0. None. Next, he pressed a cold pack to their foreheads. Cooling the head crushed the yawning down to 9%. Warm the head up, and the yawns came roaring back. Cool it down, and the urge just melts away. That's strong evidence your yawn is chasing temperature. So picture the whole thing playing out in a room. People sitting together share the same warm, stuffy air. One brain heats up and fires off a yawn. Seeing it nudges the next brain to cool itself too. The yawn spreads, like everyone tuning the same dial. Not pure empathy, not just copying, maybe shared cooling. The honest answer is that both ideas might be true. Empathy may decide whether you notice and respond. Cooling may decide why the yawn exists at all. Title card: The Two Faces of the Contagious Yawn. And it isn't just us humans either. In one study, 72% of dogs yawned after their owners. They caught it far more from people they loved. Chimps catch yawns too, mostly from their close friends. So this strange reflex stretches across the animal kingdom. Here's the takeaway you can actually use. Next time you yawn in a meeting, relax. You're not bored. Your brain is just running its fan. And one more thing before you go. Remember that bet I made at the very start? If you yawned, your brain proved my whole point. And if you didn't yawn yet, well, I just said the word about 15 times.